User behavior analytics goes hand in hand with a passwordless environment.
So what you do in UBA is first you set a baseline behavior and then you match the behavior against the baseline behavior. Is this standard?
As people keep saying that 80% of the threats are internal threats rather than external threats.
What is your take on user behavior analytics, and what is the need and how does it help?
The world believes today in passwords. Everything has a password. Okay. There is a thought process of moving into a passwordless society. Because how many passwords can you remember?
Absolutely.
Right?
I have a Word document with a lot of passwords and with 4 pages.
And you're saving that on your computer.
On my computer. True.
Without a password to protect it.
True.
So it's a password which protects a password. Okay. User behavior analytics goes hand in hand with a passwordless environment. Now, easier said than done. But as we get into identity management systems, which is more user behavior analytics led, again I'll say a user is a creature of habit. When they do things, how they log on, how they open up documents, what words do they utilize, you'll find them more or less synonymous to what they do daily. The user behavior analytics provides the essence to say that if something is going wrong, you'll find the deviations happening. That's when you start coming to understand that actually somebody is actually there in the system dictating the user's behavior. So internally, you start bringing in a cybersecurity methodology to say if the behavior is actually walking down this line, but we find that yesterday he was deviating left, right, then you know that something is happening on their desktop or laptop or iPad or whatever it is, or mobile, okay, that they are deviating from the normal. It creates an alert, okay, and that will safeguard the company, safeguard the individual, okay, from these cyber threat vectors. So identity management is one thing, okay. What is the maximum you can do? Okay, I guess scan the retina of your eye. Is that available? Yeah, it's available. Is it costly? Absolutely. Okay, but as we go passwordless environments, user behavior analytics will have to become very, very important because it provides a trend to safeguard the user and the company. Okay, so that's with the way I think the world is moving towards on UAM.
User behavior analysis was key earlier also. Okay, but it has more prominent. Earlier we used to monitor physically. So today it is, since we are on laptops or desktops, I can monitor which site a person visiting, what is the kind of sites he visits, okay, what kind of data he transfers. Everything is monitored, and that gives a glimpse of the behavior of the user. And as people keep saying that 80% of the threats are internal threats rather than external threats. Okay, so because of this, I think managing behavior of the user is very important. So making them alert that boss, you are visiting the wrong site, please be aware. Okay, viruses can come, malware can enter into your system, and that may damage the complete data. So which is, I think that is what user behavior pattern we have to study for.
Organizations, I feel, are moving in the right direction. So UBA or UEBA, it's sometimes user and entity behavior analysis. So let's take an example. See, you have somebody who comes into office at, let's say, 9 o'clock, logs into their system, goes to the canteen, has a cup of coffee, comes back, works till about 11 o'clock, takes a break, again breaks for lunch, and so on. So you have a set of user behavior that is defined, correct? Now, suddenly, if you find that this person is logging into, now this happens virtually also. So, you know, people log in the morning at some time, whatever is convenient to them. They work, they take breaks and stuff like that. And you know that this person is now at their hometown in Bangalore or Chennai. So they are logging in from there. We have the IPs, so we can figure that out. Suddenly you find that the same person is logging in from, let's say, North Korea at 11 p.m. in the night. right? It's the same person, it's the same username, the same ID. Normally what would happen is the system would just say that yes, it's a username and password, and probably even multi-factor authentication, they've somehow got hold of the OTP. What we need to analyze is this baseline behavior. So what you do in UBA is first you set a baseline behavior and then you match the behavior against the baseline behavior. Is this standard? So that, yes, that is not happening a lot, but yes, and a critical event like this suddenly logging in from somewhere else at a weird time will get highlighted. But is the same user logging in, for example, if the user is logged in from one PC with a single IP address and suddenly the IP address changes from Chennai to Chhattisgarh somewhere. So those are the things that should actually raise issues, right? So that is user and entity behavior.